step I take, I move my truth. Every time they tell me stop, I use every comment, hate that makes my feel. Gather up my energy and boom, I hear them talking, saying the way that I move is so reckless. That is a part of my mind I've been blessed with, giving my blood so I am relentless.
This is the Keep Hammering Collective and with my friends from Speedland. How's it going, guys? Dave and Kevin.
It's great to be back. Yes.
We got so much exciting stuff to talk about, don't we?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What's it like running a running shoe brand right now?
Ooh, that's a tough one. It's challenging. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Can you hear that? The audio okay?
Yeah.
Should we get it closer?
It's kind of in the middle. If they want to scoot closer, it would be better.
We'll scoot a little closer. What are you trying to do to us here?
They're like stepbrothers. You want to sit behind them?
I'm okay where I am right now.
Yeah. Pan? Are you saying Pan? Is that what it is? But no. Yeah. So what's it like? What's it like out there?
Yeah, it's challenging. It's great. It's super rewarding. It's wonderful to connect with the running community and to be at the events, and what the runners are doing is amazing in this space. I think there's really edge of human performance happening, so that's what really thrills us. The business side is challenging. Tariffs make it challenging. The competition,
a lot of new brands,
and even the established brands are stepping it up. I think. With the news of how big trail is becoming. I say that slightly.
What was that? 20 billion or so? What was that thing? I was like, where is all this money?
I know it's pretty nutty. It is growing and it's healthy for sure, but it's still so much smaller than its road counterpart that it's kind of funny when people get so amped up on the size of it. But all of those things make it challenging
and great. The competition,
which is great at the same time.
We like the competition.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's that high tide rises all boats.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, and it's fun to see, even to a small extent, the influence that we've had on the market in some extents. Two-zone fit systems are pretty common now, and there's things that we brought in that are becoming standard, and so it's a validation at some level. But we do love the competition. That's what makes great for the consumer, and it keeps us sharp as well.
I think our attitude is just like stay ahead, right? Just keep innovating. Don't really look behind. Don't worry if someone's copying us or whatever. Just stay ahead of the group. Yeah.
No, I get that. Yeah.
We can't be worried about that stuff.
No, because I know, like in a race, when you start looking and someone starts looking behind, you're like, gotcha.
Right.
That's it.
So it's I don't know. I think that's a good approach. But it is an exciting time. I see and hear a lot of people interested in trail and ultras and getting in the mountains, and there's a lot to learn out there for people, and it's cool to be part of it, and I do see a lot of Speedlands out there in my little world here, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see more and more product out there at these events, and again, great chance for us to interact with people and get their stories and hear what they love about us, and sometimes what they don't. That helps us be better as well.
Well, Macy, we need to pull in some clips here. Need those road shoes.
You want back on for this stretch?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Shoes off, socks off, and take a look at what's going on.
Yeah. You guys helping me at Cocodona was so incredible. I mean, I was so thankful. I don't know if I said I was thankful at that time, but I'm like looking back now, you guys played a huge part in my success out there at Cocodona, and of course the shoes, but just you guys personally, and to have the founders of the company out there and just
we love it.
Doing the dirty work out there, like part of my crew essentially is just incredible, and it meant a lot to me, and I wanted to tell you guys thank you for that.
Oh yeah. It was, like Dave said, it's our pleasure to be out there, and we can't imagine not being out there and being a part of it when we have an opportunity to, because that's how you learn so much, and you really get to see how deep somebody's digging at an event like that, and what people go through on the emotional scale.
Hurts.
Yeah, it's a little beyond hurt even. Yeah. And that goes with the product as well. You were testing a product at Leadville, and that gave us great information on how to make that product better at confirmed, hey,
at Leadville or Cocodona?
Cocodona.
Yeah,
Cocodona. Yeah, the shoe's called the Leadville, so I got a little confused there.
But
coming in the future, not out yet.
It's a spring model, but we were hoping to have that shoe out this fall. That was our original intention.
Oh, okay.
But learning what we learned at Cocodona, it really showed us, hey, we weren't quite ready.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big part of how we learn and how we make the product the best it can be.
That's kind of how we work. When people ask us, why isn't it, say the shoe that you were wearing, why isn't it out yet?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like we won't put anything out until we feel like it's ready. And often it has to go through a test. It doesn't always go through Cocodona, but it goes through something.
Right.
And so we're excited. That'll come out next year, and we're excited.
Yeah. Well, so I'm curious, you guys have worked at all the big brands, not all of them, but most of the big brands. How is it different? Because you talk about like, we don't want to put anything out too soon or whatever. Is it different being the founders of a company as opposed to working for the big brands? Like, how's your approach?
Completely different.
Yeah.
Is it?
It is very different. Yeah, I think at a big brand, you're under the pressure of that seasonal calendar. So every year you've got to have product ready for spring, summer, and then again fall, winter, and it's a relentless product cycle. And it has an effect in terms of how big of a risk most teams are willing to take with the product. If it's something really new and you have to have it for a season, that's tough to get everybody aligned on that, because getting ready for commercialization is no small thing in a big company. And if there's still questions about how something's going to perform or the durability, they probably won't do it. So it kind of forces a more conservative approach to product in general. And even within that, oftentimes there isn't enough time to do the proper testing. So something gets out and it might not be better than the previous version. It's different, but it doesn't always satisfy that box of, is it better than what came before it, because of that relentless cycle. So that's one of the big differences for us. We're really not operating on seasons. We know what the athletes need based on feedback, like, hey, I'm missing something here, or this could be better. And so we're constantly doing that. But when we test something like at Cocodona, we're looking like, hey, did it work? Did it cross that threshold if we're ready to bring it to market? And if it didn't, then we're going to go back and fix it.
And I would just say we generally can work much faster than the big brands because we're making real-time decisions.
Yeah.
Right? Like we're with you at Cocodona on the course. We might actually make a decision right then. We're seeing something and be able to affect, a future iteration.
Right.
Like we're not waiting weeks and having a back and forth. Like it's quick. So that's a very different way of working than maybe how a big brand might work.
Yeah. I didn't see Phil Knight out there. Was he out there?
I don't think he made Cocodona this year.
No. It's true. I think those big brands, once it's on the calendar to come out, it's coming out usually. It's just like, and they, like with Under Armour, they would ask me some things, and some things that as I've talked about here never happened. No changes. I said, oh, this one thing we got to fix, didn't get fixed, and boot still came out. So it's like, sometimes you think like, do they even listen? Where you guys definitely listen. You're out there, not only listening, but you're seeing for yourself. So it's so much different. But I do understand how that can affect, how quick things come out. But when it does come out, it's going to be quality, and people can count on it and trust it. So that's important.
That's the most important thing. You develop a trust with the customers you do have, and they expect certain things, and you got to deliver that to them. You can't give it to them and say, well, this will be good, but it's not going to last quite as long for this and that reason. That just doesn't work. Yeah. And that's part of the brand that we've built, and we want to stand behind that and over deliver on the performance and the durability.
Yeah. No, I think you guys have. People who watch a Cocodona film, my feet did get torn up. As I explained there, it was more weather related than shoe or foot related, because like at Leadville, I didn't have one blister, nothing, but it was dry. It was a dry course. We had a couple river crossings, but I think I changed out after that. But my feet were 100% fine. So it's just the conditions at Cocodona, man, they were tough. And it seems like they had those same conditions at Moab just recently with the mud, with Eli and Goggins. They were out there. And
yeah, you saw pictures of their feet and glazed too, right? Like if your feet are soggy and you're running constantly for days, I think there isn't a shoe that can really help that situation. The skin gets soft and
gets
there's
torn
so much
up.
friction, it's going to get torn up. So those were some ugly shots, and just another testament to grinding it through that pain. I mean, blisters are pretty brutal.
Yeah, I mean, most people, they get a blister, and they're, like these ladies wear their high heeled shoes, get a blister. It's like a big deal. It's because blisters do suck. You know, I mean, you get a little blister on your pinky toe, like in normal life, you're like, oh, but in these races, I'd take a blister on my pinky toe. Is that all I got? Okay, that's fine. There's no bone sticking out. We're good.
Had quite a few blisters that we were working on at Coco.
Oh, that was so fun. I mean, well, I don't know about fun. But
it's fun now, right?
Looking back, I mean, the experience is life changing. But man, I just can't believe. It's not like I've done a million of them, but I've done enough to you forget, and then you get back in it, and you're like, holy shit, what am I doing? These are so freaking hard. And I don't know. Respect to the guys who are doing the Triple Crown and things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
that's what is so interesting. Marathon used to be the long distance. You were crazy doing a marathon, and then now to see where it's gone, or where it's probably going. And that's why I say it without any hyperbole. It really is edge of human performance. Like, what can the human body do? Yeah. How much can you take?
I know.
And the mix of the nutrition, the psychology, the fitness. I mean, there's so many aspects to it, and they all need to go well to finish a race like that.
It's weird. Humans, I mean, we're an incredible species, but like when you think of it, like I'm old. You guys know that. I'm 58. This old, but it used to be like if you see a 58-year-old, that was an old man, right? And I can still train like I don't even feel that. There's days I don't feel that old. I feel good.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. So when you talk about like the edge of human potential, but we're improving as a species just with diet and with just this knowledge and science and supplements and this training modalities and just like learning more about it, the shoes, everything. It's crazy. So it's exciting to think what is possible.
Right.
I don't know.
It's exciting. That's, one of the things that we love about being in this particular niche within a niche is it's really putting all those things together. The cycling world, I think, came up with that term aggregation of marginal gains. It's how do you squeeze that 0.5%
a little bit
out
more.
of all these different things to make a noticeably better performance. And I think ultra is certainly that. And you factor in the mindset. Sleep becomes another one of these multi-days events. Well, what's going to be your strategy for sleep? And nutrition, the rest of it's all wrapped together, and you have to really optimize and kind of be a scientist or a doctor of your own body. The good ones are.
They are. I think that's like Roach. Even like Courtney, her husband. I can't remember what he is, but super smart, always on the computer. Like the spreadsheets, it's I like it because she talks about like just candy beer type stuff, but I know Kevin is like looking.
Sure,
he's not really
breaking it down.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, she eats candy, and I'm sure drinks beer, but like that's not what she's doing when she's training. There's no,
but because I always think about this too, and I'm me and True have been talking about it because he's really got these high goals, and it's like even in training. If you're optimized in training nutritionally, you can push harder. The harder you can push, so you talk about like how do you squeeze that, like the Tour de France guys or the cyclists, how do you squeeze a little bit more on the day of performance? Well, you get that training up to the highest level it can. So, but if you're a calorie deficit or if you don't have enough carbs and you're not just getting like that half of a second or whatever out of a rep or a 400 or an 800 or whatever mile you're doing, because it's like we talk about the treadmill or the downhill. Your body's getting used to like running at this super high cadence. You can't do that if you're not optimal in nutrition and salt and everything else. So even the training at the highest level pays off, in the event itself. And I think when I first started, I don't think, in a marathon, you'd never even think of taking a gel or calorie. Maybe grab a piece of banana every once in a while.
Right.
But nobody even hardly drank, you go up by a water station, I guess. But there's no talk about getting calories in. Well, Truett, I think he ran that 2:25:41. He took a gel I think he took 6 gels. And so and he said it made the biggest difference. So even just that one thing, getting calories in. So we're learning all that, and it's the times reflected.
And the stomach has to be used to taking all those in too. That's the thing. People have to that's what I'm seeing now is everybody's on these shorter runs, everyone's taking gels just to get their stomach used to when they have to take them.
Yeah. And you got to give credit for Roach. To Roach for that, he's been pushing this high carb stuff, but also training your gut, because you can't just go and take 10 gels. I mean, you'd be shitting your pants.
So it becomes that training your body for taking in those calories under the high load during that high event. Because, it's amazing to me. You get some people come in and they just are going to take whatever nutrition is at the aid station. Like you're gambling with your race at that point. Like you got to know what to put in and when. If you want to have that ultimate performance for sure.
Right.
But even mid pack, I think your ability to finish a race, like you can't finish if you can't keep down food.
Right. Yeah.
And so you got to find what works for you. And part of that is in the training too. You got to figure it out.
Could train that gut. And that's that's what everybody sees the gels and you hear about it and you got to take gels in. Oh, how many carbs per hour are you getting? Yeah. You just can't go do that.
No. Right.
So it's
and there's a million different gels as well.
There is.
Which one works for your system?
I know. Yeah. For me personally, those Martin gels or whatever they are, those go down good.
Those go down good. I would agree.
Yeah. And because I remember back, when it first started, it was like the goo gels. Those were what is that shit you do around your windows? It's like caulking. It seemed like you're trying to swallow caulking. It's like, God, these suck. And you just can't even you got to drink how to get it down.
If it's cold, you can't even get it out of the packet.
It's just terrible. Yeah. And, but these Martin gels, man, they're good. So anyway, it's going to be a challenge, but that's part of the sport. It's part of the evolution and the performances that are. I mean, it's just an exciting time.
Yeah, it really is.
Love it.
I love talking to all these. Well, to you guys, of course, but even all the other ultra runners and stuff. I can't have this podcast just turn into full-time ultra. But God, I've talked to many times. Rachel Enterkin wants to come on, and I want to get Killian Corathon and Andy Glaze. But I could just talk to these guys because it is just fascinating.
Oh yeah,
it's people who push this hard. It's awesome.
Yeah,
love it.
It's awesome. It's
yeah,
inspiring.
It's an exciting time for sure, and just seeing trail take off like this. What other races were you guys at this year? Did you just do Cocodona?
No, we were a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of the daybreak races. Yeah. So Gorge, Hood 100. We were just at one Cloud Cap. There's another one. They're actually doing a late race called Thunder River out in the Gorge as well.
Oh, really?
So
how long is it?
They'll have different. Yeah, 100K, I believe.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting because that's a pretty late race. I think it's the first week in November.
And we were down at TrailCon for that week.
What was that? It was like a
in between Broken Arrow and Western. There's a conference.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just
like for business
there. Yeah, it's all the trail community.
Yeah, let's say industry
brands and people associated. Nutrition brands, and footwear brands, apparel, all of it there. And it's a series of lectures and I guess informational sessions around the state of the business, what's happening.
Yeah, thought leadership type
this
stuff.
This year it was kind of about the professionalization of trail running, and so there were athletes talking about how they do that. How do you monetize on
Oh, yeah.
on
That's
social
always-
or so I think there's a theme, an overriding theme every year, and then they find the right panels to get together and super informational. I mean, a lot of the stuff, if you're in the space, you're going to know, but it's great to connect with people, and obviously a great setting and right between Broken Arrow and Western. So it's like, well, why leave?
Yeah.
We give a reason for everyone to stay around.
I know.
Dylan's one of the. He's not the only, but he's one of the ones spearheading
One
it.
of the founders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
He's-
good.
Yeah.
He's a good spokesperson for the sport, it seems like.
Yeah, he's kind of the authority, I think, on
Seems
some
like.
levels.
Yeah. I need more hot takes from him.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
Let's-
true.
Get him on Shit Talkers. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see,
that'd be good.
let's see
You
what
could
he would
see if
say.
I can get him to open up. I'm sure he has a lot of
doubt
knowledge
it.
about a lot
No,
of
he'd
things.
just be seeing how great everybody
Yeah,
was.
that's true.
It's like,
yeah.
not everybody's great. Come on. Yeah, he's just
Maybe
so-
in his
so
position
nice.
he can't talk shit.
Yeah.
That's what Rachel was saying. She's really good at shit talking. So
Oh, yeah,
that's
have
why
her- have her on, yeah.
That, I know she wants to come on shit talkers.
I say, like, Dylan and Courtney are too nice.
I know, yeah. So I want to hear some. I want to hear some crazy shit. Come
Yeah.
on, let's get it out there. But well, so the big news today, I think, is you guys came down. You guys come down every quarter, and we talk about business and do just whatever, just BS. But so this time, what do we got here? I mean, we got
You got
what
a
is
boot.
this? I think people kind of saw maybe a little. This is what I basically hunted in these all season. Tell me about it.
Yeah, this is largely based on our relationship with you and looking at what's happened in the trail space. Can we leverage our expertise in mountain footwear and create the optimal boot? And it's a multi-use boot. Obviously, hunting being the focus, and working with you pretty hard on that portion of it. But there's other uses as well. From hiking to just tactical, casual. So it's a new space for us. The idea of taking a trail platform into this space isn't necessarily new, but it's a new business for us and a new approach and different consumer set as well. There's probably a fair amount of your consumers who do this, but largely it's going to be a new subset of people. So introducing Speedland to a different group of folks. And
Yeah.
But we're taking a lot of what we learned on the trail product and bringing it into a boot as well, right? You can, I guess, right away you can see the fit system, right? It's asymmetrical. It's the same kind of wrap system that we have going on the trail product, but bringing it to the boot. It's a different BOA dial, but it still has BOA.
How's it different?
It's more powerful.
Okay.
We're also using a cable, but it's a more powerful dial because you're obviously you're asking it to do more than what we are on the trail shoe.
Yeah.
there's more bulk to a boot and
Right.
different number of layers to really crank down that upper. We needed the more powerful.
It has a wrap. The booty itself has a wrap construction, so it's a bit of a little bit different construction, but it's very seamless. It's a waterproof boot, so that's something we haven't really done on the trail space because it has a different use. And then there's just a lot of it's using our trail bottom from the GL. So anybody who's used the GL with the 6.5 millimeter lugs, that's what we brought to this. So it's a fairly aggressive tread pattern, but has worked really well as an all mountain trail shoe. So it should really do the job on the boot side.
It's it's durable and it's grippy. Like not just on mud. It's not going to hold mud. I think these are spaced far enough apart where they're not holding a bunch of mud, but it's giving you that grip in it. But mostly I'm on wet rock a lot. And even at an angle, and it's grippy on that. That's what you want. You don't want your boot sliding out. If you got too hard of a
Exactly. It's plate compatible as well. So like I don't think there's another boot on the market that's plate compatible. So you can take the carbon plate in and out just like you can on the trail shoe. So it shares a lot of the modular
Does this one have
system.
a plate in it?
It doesn't have a plate in there right now, but we can pull it out because I also want to show people it's got your tattoo.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's got the good graphic on the footbed. So
that's the old tight bowl there. That's
Yeah,
one on my
yeah.
shin, and that's one
your
right
shin.
there.
yeah.
But yeah, so
But you can see, so the plate fits in there and slides into that groove. So if you want to use the carbon plate, you can put it in there that we use on the trail product, which is another cool thing, offering. So yeah, it's got a lot of cool features that I think are pretty unique to this boot, and yeah, we're really excited about it. And
What-
a lot of testing went into this.
Yeah, definitely. It's like I said, I used it basically. Let's see. So end of August, and then I just killed that last bull here last week, I think. So we're like mid-October, and used the new Speedland boot on every hunt except the Winnahaw hunt. And man, I was impressed. You know, I put some miles on, and what I like about you guys for sure is this is that first iteration of that basically, and then this is a non-waterproof version, right? Is that
Right.
That's
right.
Am I understanding that right?
Yep.
When you're miles from the truck and breaking down a big bull, you can't afford a knife that won't hold up. That's why I built my own signature blade with Montana Knife Company, the Keep Hammering Pack Out. It's lightweight, razor sharp, and built in the USA to handle everything from caping to quartering. This is my go-to backcountry knife. Tough, reliable, and made for hunters who push hard. Here's the deal. The last time we released a pack out, it sold out in under 24 hours. Gone. You need to be ready the second they go live at montanaknifecompany.com because they won't last. And if you can't wait until then, Montana Knife Company gives listeners of this podcast 10% off any knife right now. Just use code CAM at checkout. The Keep Hammering Pack Out, my signature blade, built for the backcountry. Get yours October 1st before they're gone. Hoyt began with a dream and a simple desire. Create the best bow hunting and target archery equipment possible. And since 1931, that is exactly what they have been doing. I'm skeptical every year that this year's bow will be better than last year's, yet somehow their engineers seem to figure it out. I think that's what sets them apart. Is their engineers are all avid hunters themselves, so they take their bows in the field every year with the intent to make them stronger, faster, and more accurate. Hoyt is actually my lifetime bow sponsor. Yes, I signed a lifetime contract with them. That is how much I believe in them. Hoyt is offering listeners of the podcast 20% off on all soft good items at Hoyt.com using code CAM. That's CAM. So I did about, I did 2 hunts in this, but long hunts back and forth, Colorado, bulls, and Arizona, everywhere. And then on the Utah hunt, I wore these. So I feel like I got a ton of miles in and a lot of challenging rain, heat, rugged country. And I do at least 10 miles a day. So it's, we're covering some country. A test like that, it's like, here's what we learn. We learn like this looks like it's losing some color there. And then on one of these, a stick went through the very bottom of that, which right there, which would give credence to having the plate in there.
Yeah,
like
the plate will completely block that. Yeah.
Right. So it's but that's kind of what we learned. You guys give me these products, say run them through the ringer, tell us what you learn, and there's really no better way to do it, right? So what changed? I mean, how did we address those issues there?
Yeah, I mean, well, on the whatever you want to call that, the paint or whatever.
Yeah.
There's no paint anymore on the boot. So if you look at it, the midsole's black. So it's using what's called HTPU beads, but they're actually black beads. So there's no paint anymore. So there's that could not happen again. Okay. Yeah. So that was addressed.
And that's not a function thing. That's just
that's just an aesthetic thing. Yeah. But yeah, you want your boots looking good. So so that's one change on that. Obviously, you can put the plate in. We added a little rubber guard, in the back. So when you're kicking your boots off, or if anything was to hit, we didn't have that on the issue. So that's another guard from this foam ever chipping. Now that we've added kind of a bumper, let's say. Okay. So that's a big change. And then we went with a nubuck toe. Now we had what's called I don't know if you'd call this fine mold or cast PU toe, and we were addressing some different fit issues, and so we ended up going with a nubuck toe instead.
Well, you can kind of see there might be a tiny bit of separation right there.
Exactly.
So that addresses that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and which we think the nubuck in the toe, we know it's abrasion tested and looks great. So we feel really good about all those changes, but those are all kind of direct, let's say, responses to some of the stuff that you were dealing with.
Yeah. And you can tell like this iteration is just a little beefier than this first one. I mean, it's just a little bit more boot.
Yeah.
And
so we made some adjustments. I mean, it's a process, right? We made, I think we've talked about this maybe on past podcasts, but the shoe or the boot is based off what they call a last, and it's built around that form. And so you said to us, hey, this is feeling a little tight in this area, because when you do a boot construction, it's different than. So we actually ended up changing the last slightly, adding a little more girth in certain areas. So there was no, say rubbing where you didn't want rubbing and stuff. So that's why you see it's a touch beefier in certain areas. But that's the reason why, to address, and we want to make sure it fits exactly how it should fit. So.
Yeah. Well, the fit, I like the changes you made. The fit to me, like they always felt good. They felt fast. This is a non-waterproof version, but fast, light, that's what I want. Yeah. I mean, I consider myself like a more athletic type hunter. Yeah. I want to cover country, right? Yeah. And sometimes I'm running. I am. Yeah. And it's hard to run in some of those big, heavier boots. Sometimes if you're going to go, cut off a bowl getting up the mountain, sometimes I got to go to the backside and run to cover that distance, then pop back over. And I do that all the time. I want a boot that's going to not hinder that's going to help me. Yeah. And a more athletic, lighter boot like these did. So it was never like, to me, it was never like the fit or the feel or my ability was ever compromised. It was just these little tweaks, and you guys have addressed it, which is, that's the biggest advantage to having a brand and having, the founders here and listening and caring and making the tweaks, because these other brands I just don't think are that nimble. You guys can do it. Yeah,
and we get a lot of when people see you in it, we get a lot of questions. Oh, when's that boot coming out? And we're like, well, it's come out when it's ready to come out.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why this has taken us honestly a little bit longer than maybe we would have liked, but we feel it's worth to take the time and do it right the first time. So that's
we're always optimistic, right? We hope if things follow a perfect path, I think we would have had this out for sale in the fall. But it became clear through the summer it just wasn't quite ready, and for us to rush it would kind of we don't want to ruin the first chance we have to launch a boot with you and with Speedland. So it made it relatively easy to, hey, we just got to push it out a little bit until we get it right.
Yeah, and who wins in that process? The consumer. They're getting a better product. It's not like this stuff is cheap. It's expensive to make. So the retail cost is not cheap either. But you want it to be something they can count on, and this process kind of ensures that, or to the best of our ability. It's still the mountains. Mountains are pretty unforgiving, but
they sure are.
But you put out the best product you can, and hopefully people can use it to find success. And I did. So I definitely appreciate how you guys go through and care about everything. And then also, what's this shoe here?
So this is, anybody who's familiar with our GS, we had the GS Cocodona with you. This is the same GS model, but in basically all black. So we call it the black pack. So it's coming with the releasing kind of the same time as the boot. We think it's kind of a nice 1-2 punch here. So,
yeah, I like it.
Pretty excited about.
Yeah, we hadn't done a fully kind of murdered out version of the GS. We did the black with the white midsole. We must endure.
Yeah,
it had a little red in it, but this one's all black. So it's
and this one has the long lugs as well. So the lugs are 6.5 millimeters on the boot. They're also 6.5 on this bottom as well. So
pretty aggressive.
Pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
So pretty nice kind of, I'd say, winter package here.
It is. It's just like like the TMT, the white ones.
Yeah.
You don't want to get those dirty.
Yeah, I know.
Those look kind of nice, fresh. They got the tree on there, and it's just like, no, I want these looking good. So it's nice to have a shoe that is black. You can just thrash that thing and it's all good. But
it's a good
winter
to
shoe.
the yang of that TMT.
For sure.
Yeah.
I need bright, cool shoes for church, and then for mud, I want black.
Get dirty.
Looks great. it's pretty exciting being involved like so closely in a process like this. And, you know, my name's been on stuff before that I wish was a little bit different. And, you know, I'd make suggestions and it wouldn't happen. And it's a little bit frustrating. So it's nice to have you guys be so responsive to changes and not like, oh no, we said this was coming out, you know, this time whatever our catalog or this or that, it has to come out even whether it's ready or not. So it feels good that you guys, it wasn't ready. Let's make sure it's perfect. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
It's a good partnership that way.
James.
Okay, so obviously you guys talk about how you kind of scrutinize over the details and finishing a product to where you're happy with it. So where do you find that line? Because you both kind of seem like the product's never perfect, or you haven't created the perfect product, and also coming up with a product that you feel reaches those goals and kind of hits those marks that you wanted to hit.
Yeah, that's a good question.
It is a good question, and it's a constant conundrum in the business, right? You know, you want to make a perfect product, but if you really are striving for that, then you would never put anything out as a brand.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to find that balance. And working with athletes, I think it's a little easier because you can let them answer that question. Like, would you choose to wear this? Are you happy with that? You know, and in this case with the boot with Cam, it's like he's using it and wearing it and telling us that it's ready, then that's good enough for us. There might be things that we want to improve. For sure, there are things that we learn once we launch a product. Then you start getting it on more consumers, different consumers. You get the feedback, and you already start getting a list for how you can make it better for the next one, and that's super valuable too. But you just can't. Progress, not perfection, is kind of the mantra that I think we subscribe to.
And we
more
don't
than anything.
I mean, we care how it looks, but we're definitely going off function first. Like, we want it to function great, and if it doesn't look quite right, we're still like, does it function great? Because that's kind of where our head goes first. We're definitely more trying to, you know, create that F1 car that's like a sum of its parts versus, okay, yeah, we're going to tweak this because we want it to look a certain way. That's definitely not us.
Yeah. I did notice, I like this little detail right here, right there.
Oh, yeah.
Run with the land.
Yeah.
See, I like little stuff like that. I mean, you guys do such a good job on the little details that, I mean, who's going to notice that? Not everybody, but I do. I just love the little little
Easter eggs.
Flair. It's flair. It's like that's another good movie, Office Space.
Yeah.
We need 15 pieces of flair on this.
Yes.
That's one. Oh, I think we got one. Yeah, there's something in here, isn't there? Is there something? No flair in there. Just a standard Speedland. Need more flair.
Your boot has flair on
Yeah,
this
okay.
one.
You've got your tattoo on there.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Yeah.
Okay, talking about kind of small brands and also how ultra running is kind of on this come up, we're starting to see some separations or cliques of the brands in the industry. You know, you've got brands that are kind of more edgy, skater-like, like Satisfy, and then kind of some more proper brands, and maybe they're the bigger ones. So where do you guys kind of see Speedland falling?
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, for one, I would say that we're positioned more on this high function equipment. We're from the start. We're like, we don't even want to say we create footwear or shoes. We want to say we create equipment.
Okay.
And so that right away puts it in a totally different zone than, say, a Satisfy, right? Because they're more big. I mean, no shade on them, but they're it's more maybe where fashion meets sport to some degree, and we're definitely more on the high performance equipment. And if people want to take our equipment into fashion, you know, we're all about it, right?
Yeah.
But that's not where we start. We start with equipment mindset. You know, we always from the start we're looking at things like high performance gear. So it could be stuff like your bow, it could be cycling, it could be skiing, it could be mountain bikes, it could be any number of things. But that's more where our head goes, is like, oh yeah, this is a piece of equipment that's going to sit right next to your bow, your Hoyt bow. So something more that mindset, right? Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, I think sometimes brands try to respond to the market, and it's like they could see like, oh, it's Satisfy hot. We got to be more fashion focused, or do we need like whatever? But you guys have like stayed. No, this is what we do.
We
don't care what's going on.
We don't care.
We're going to keep doing this.
Yeah.
And I see, you see like it takes a while, but then Nike's like, oh, we got to get into trail because it's like this hot thing, and it's just like, well, it's more just a response to the market. It's not really like what they want to do. Is like the feeling I get. It's just like, oh, they're like, oh man, we could sell some product here. We better get something out there. But you guys have never. It's like, this is what we do. We're going to make the best we can, and that's just it. And everybody else can do whatever they want. So
it's again, you can't look too much over your shoulder. You have to be aware of what's going on in the market, obviously. But I think we're pretty clear and super focused on our lane, and the right people find us. The people who want that equipment mindset, who want to feel like they have the best thing to help them through their next big event. Like that's what we're here for.
Yeah. Perfect. I like it. Anything else?
Yeah, I got one more. You guys mentioned kind of the difficulties with tariffs and how that's impacting. So how does that affect your guys' mission, and also making sure that you kind of stick to this idea that you're providing a product that is of the utmost quality with the utmost quality materials? And you guys have always been kind of in the hot water for the price, but you're also offering a shoe that lasts a long time. So how are those tariffs kind of impacting you guys?
Well, I'll say at the start, let Kevin answer this. I would say it definitely doesn't change our mission. No, like we don't compromise on our vision, vision or mission, whatever you want to say. So we are what we are, regardless of what crazy stuff the world does, one way or the other. But
I think it just makes it more challenging to if we have to shift countries of manufacture, that's finding a new factory that's capable of building to our standards, capable of building the quality product. And so those are extra hurdles that we have to go through. We got to develop those relationships if we don't have them already. We got to find the places. We got to validate that they can do what they say. And those
it could make us go a little slower.
Yeah, it has made us go slower this year, to be fair. Some of the things that we were hoping to launch, partially just due to needing to find a different place and make sure that we do maintain that level of quality, just has slowed us down a little bit. But it doesn't, as Dave pointed out, change our mission. It hasn't changed our mindset. We're not like, oh, well, we should just make lower cost stuff because, that's going to be easier.
It's too challenging.
That doesn't.
The world has enough footwear brands without a point of view. We don't need to be one of those.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I understand. Well, I think that should give reassurance to the consumer too, that you guys, that approach, just hearing you say, your approach is quality, it's not going to be compromised. You got your standard, the standard is a standard, and that doesn't change regardless. And I think that's great. People can count on that. That's definitely reassuring. So how's the Speedland Athlete stable looking these days? Who's
consistent? We still have the same crew that we've had.
Same crew?
Really.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. So the most recent would be Natalie.
Natalie Sandoval was an ad this year.
Yeah, she's down in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
She's supposed to be doing javelina, but she's a little bit injured, so she's not going to do that. But she's still trying to get ready for next year, so it's unfortunate. But
Avery had a great.
Yeah, he ran Bigfoot, took third.
Oh, good. Yeah. Okay, nice. So Bigfoot. Oh, Killian, of course, won.
Killian won. Yeah. Avery and Killian were kind of going back and forth for a while. Yeah.
Oh, so he had a good run.
He had a really good run. It was a good one, and then Killian, I guess, pulled away there, but it was a great one, and I think Avery was pretty happy with that.
He's one that we talked about nutrition. He really reset his approach to training with nutrition. He was on the bike.
Got on the bike
quite
a
bit more this year.
Oh, really?
To balance that, not getting the body so beat up from trying to run all the miles. So he's running and cycling, and I think he saw some results this year from mixing that up. And
that's interesting.
Was a great one.
Of course, we still have Dylan. We have, we still have Don. Don just ran the 24-hour World Championships over in France.
Yep.
How'd that go?
He said it wasn't their day, so we haven't had a chance to catch up with him yet. So the U.S. men's team didn't do as well as they had hoped, and I think the U.S. women's team,
I think they did pretty well.
Did pretty well. I think they finished fourth.
Yeah.
Was it on a track? Just how many miles you can get in 24 hours? Is that what it was? Yeah.
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 So it's a little bit different type of event, but
Brutal. God.
Yeah. So tough. So tough.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's weird. So there's so many different things going on out there. Everybody's like playing the game. Like, how do I get eyeballs on me? So there's that. That's pretty. I mean, that's like been around for a while. 24 hours, you run as far as you can. Then there's the races. Everybody loves the races and the live tracking and the GPS and all that stuff. And then there's like the run across the country or run across Texas or run. It's like everybody. Or I think I saw somebody saying they're going to run 700 miles in 7 days, but I don't know. It's just weird how everybody's coming up with
these new
and then the
things.
FKTs kind of adjacent to that, right?
Yeah,
So known routes and how fast can you do those?
Yeah.
And I think you've talked about it on the podcast as well. There's so many different formats in trail now that's really interesting. You know, from these backyard ultras to the distances varying, and it's pretty exciting time in this space. Yeah.
It's fun that I don't know. You always want to see, like, you got your favorite athletes. Like one of my favorite FKTers is Tara Dower, right?
Yeah, of course.
So then you're like, oh, I want her to do good at wherever, Western. I know she didn't get into hard rock. I wanted to see, but you're always like, how could they do? Or, you know, Jeff Garmeyer, he always does good at Cocodona, and then he just got the FKT on the AT. And it's like, it's just fun seeing, like, who can, or Courtney on the road now. You know, it's like the queen of mountains. What can she do on the? It's just cool. It's like there's so many different, and it's all based on endurance. And we talked about human potential. How hard and how far can you push, or how fast can you push? And that's what's amazing. We're still trying to figure this shit out. Humans have been around a while,
right?
And we're still like, that's what I say. It's like we're the most amazing species because we're still getting better, or I don't know, figuring out ways to push harder. And I'm addicted to all of it. It's like, I'm following Jeff Garmeyer's every day, his, crazy updates, because he's been out there forever. And it's like the weather's just brutal. And I just love it all. I'm just addicted to seeing what humans can do.
It's really cool. Yeah. I mean, I agree. It's such an interesting time. So and it's fun to see the people cross over, and, is Courtney going to be as good as everyone expects her to be? And of course, she killed it in that first one, and I'm sure she'll continue to get better. And sometimes you see the opposite. Somebody jumps in and you think, oh, they were so good at that, they're going to crush here. And they don't. It usually takes them a little while. So, but all of it makes it really exciting.
It is, because like with her, if you're running in the mountains, a 9-minute mile, you're flying.
You're moving,
right?
Yeah.
So now she needs to get down to around a 6-minute mile to get in that to the 2:30s.
Yeah.
And a whole different game.
That turnover is quite different.
Yeah. So just getting on the track, like for ultras, I think some people do. I know Roach does, but like that speed work, I've never done speed work. I'm like, never, not even for a marathon. So maybe I need to, but yeah, it's just a whole different discipline. Essentially, it's still running, but it's different. Yeah, but it's just fun to see how it translates. Definitely. Well, so do you guys have what's a vision for Speedland? Like, where are we headed? More cool shit.
More cool shit. Still, different products for the mountains. So, obviously the boot's new, but we have some cool, let's say, new models planned for next year that we don't have out yet.
We'll have a non-waterproof version of that boot.
Okay.
Which will be in that coyote brown color, probably in the spring. That shoe that we talked about a little bit earlier, the Leadville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're dialing that in. That's another exciting one for the spring.
It's kind of a ultra, think of it as like an ultra race shoe. If this is kind of more of an ultra train, the GS is more of like an ultra train shoe.
Right.
The Leadville is more of like an ultra race shoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first time.
Light,
a little
fast.
lighter.
A little lighter, still max stack, but a little lighter, fast. We're pretty excited about that one.
Yeah, I didn't. So I wore a version of that.
You tested a prototype of it,
Yeah, and I did like it, and it looked cool.
Yeah,
it was sick.
It'll look very similar.
Yes. Well, that's good. And tell me real quick the price difference between the waterproof version of the boot and the non-waterproof.
We haven't actually set. I mean, the price on the waterproof one's $299.
Okay.
And so it'll be a bit less for the
Right.
non-waterproof
Yeah,
version.
we
Where
haven't,
that
we haven't
falls
exactly said it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that anytime we add features like BOA costs money,
Yeah.
the waterproof
the
membrane
membrane.
costs money, the Michelin
Yeah.
that costs money. So anytime you add these little features, it's going to cost a little bit more, but it's also adding to the product. Or maybe you don't need it, like with a non-waterproof. Maybe that's for a summer mountain hunt type thing. You don't need to pack around that waterproof membrane. But yeah, anytime you add features, you're adding cost. But yeah, I was just curious. So you guys haven't nailed it down yet, but yeah.
I mean, we'd love to get that at 250.
250 would be 250 would be our ideal if we could do it.
Yeah, if the economics of that work for us, then
Yeah.
that's what we'll do.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I mean, I've got a lot of messages on the boot. People saw the pictures. People saw, some of the video. And so this is going to be a good listen for them. You can find out all you want about the new Speedland boot. And yeah, thank you guys for, thanks for what you do for me personally, but also pushing the market and challenging the market, and what Speedland has done with coming in. I think has changed the game, and people had to respond, and they have, and it's, everybody wins, as you said. So thank you guys. All
Thank
right.
you.
All right. Keep hammering, guys.
Someone to blame, they sent their hate, it fuels my pace. I am Roy Tough, I am the change, the fuel in dirt, feeling like Cam Hanes.